Donald Trump loves to talk about Made in America. He has been talking about it so much, it's blowing my mind because he's got 15 companies right now that are outsourcing all of their employment to different countries. You know, his big fancy tie that goes over his ridiculous gut that he had to make extra long so it'll go over, that's made in China. He talks about it all the time like, you know, he's proud of the fact, but yet turns around and says stuff like, we need to be making everything in America. Now, that I agree with him. We need to have a lot more of a manufacturing base in this country. We don't. We have people saying that we should have more of this happening in the country, but they don't do anything to implement it. So a recent report came out about one of Trump's hotels, actually his premier hotel in Washington, D.C. And I need to say this. If you're a foreign dignitary or someone important that's coming in from out of town that is there to see Donald Trump or some of his staff for any particular reason whatsoever, you probably want to stay at that hotel. Because if you don't, I don't think Donald Trump is going to like it much if you say one of his competitors. Yeah, I could see Donald Trump. So what'd you think of the hotel? Well, I'm actually staying at the Marriott down the street. Oh, that's very sad. I'm running out of time. You have a good day. And he'll just go back to his desk and just sit there. It's a fake hotel, yeah. It's not even real. It's a mirage. It's an illusion. Anyway, this report, which I find it fascinating, goes through some of the products that are just in an average Trump hotel, this hotel that he's got in D.C. Here's a list of some of the stuff. Lamps made in China, glasses, the drinking glasses are made in Italy, the phone is from Malaysia, the remote control's from China. I mean, I'm sure if you went through your entire household and you flipped over something, you would see that it was made in some other country, obviously. The hair dryer's from China, the scale's from China, the sheets are from Italy, there's an umbrella, hey, that's cool. That's in China, not so cool. Tissue containers made in the UK. There's a robe that's made in China, ice bucket in the UK. It goes glasses, dishes, sheets, Italy, Germany. And then, of course, it gets to the bottom. It says furniture, mattress, pillows, Bible, of course the Bible, the alarm clock, and the trash can. That's all made in the United States. Now, Donald Trump turned his company, Trump Inc., or what is it called?
Trump Enterprises.
Trump Enterprises, right, thank you. He turned that over to his sons, Don Jr. and Eric, pretending, God, they look like American Psycho. They really do.
Beavis and Butthead.
Well, the American Psycho Beavis and Butthead edition. But he's pretending that, that this is his way of divesting. I'm sorry, but that is not divesting. Even, what was his face? I'm trying to remember his name. George Bush's ethics lawyer, he had a problem with it too, and he said, this is not divesting. He really needs to he needs to sell off his assets and be completely free of influence, because if you have hotels all across the world and you have them in different countries, you're going to have some kind of vested interest in that country just solely because of the hotels that you have and the properties that you have there. Of course, you don't want them to go down. Officially owned this building, Trump leases the Washington's old post office tower from the federal government, which has raised a couple of eyebrows too. The Federal General Services Administration functions as the landlord, and they charge Trump $250,000 a month in rent. And it's located right there in the heart of the city on Pennsylvania Avenue, and it houses up to 260 guests in the building. Now, the CEO, Michael Kanko of Import Genius, he's the CEO of Import Genius, he did an analysis on the imports and the exports, the stuff that he has in his hotel rooms. And he says it's not really that big a deal because all other hotels have, the same practice of getting their products from other countries. But my point is that we are talking about Donald Trump, who all throughout the campaign, we need to buy American products. I remember he was talking about the pipeline, I believe it was the XL pipeline he was talking about, where he said that the pipes themselves should be made in America. So at least those are American jobs. But he didn't mention the caveat of things that haven't already been bought and paid for. So the pipeline itself is essentially built. All of the pipes and the things that they're going to use to finish manufacturing it, they already purchased, they already own it. And they all came from China. So this is all Chinese steel that they're using. So he's saying, well, starting now, except for the stuff that's already been bought. Let's just see how far he actually takes this. All it takes is for Donald Trump to just mention it, and then it's out of his head, and then whatever happens, happens. And he's like, well, I said it was going to happen. You mean it didn't happen? No, Donald, it didn't happen. Oh, well, I was too busy thinking about something else. Melania, what was I thinking about? I, of course, don't expect that everything is going to be made in America because we, in the last 40 years, have moved essentially our entire manufacturing base out of this country into other foreign countries, with the really shitty trade deals, including NAFTA, which he says he's going to take away. And then he had 2 conversations with the Mexican president and the Canadian prime minister, and then he changes his mind. Why don't we ever mention that, by the way? He gets phone calls from other countries' leaders, and it changes his mind. I mean, okay, so we're talking about Canada, and Mexico, so we don't think that they're that scary. But, just substitute Putin. Just substitute Erdogan or, Xi Jinping, which he did. All throughout the campaign, they're currency manipulators, and we do not trust the Chinese. He talks to the Chinese leader for 10 minutes and says, they're not manipulators. He's a great guy, and he taught me a lot about North Korea that I didn't know. North Korea is way harder than I thought it was. I say this, of course, to the people who are on the progressive side who essentially agree with me, but I'm not really directing this at you. I'm directing it at the people who voted for Donald Trump, voted for this con man. He told you all the lies that you wanted to hear, and you believe it. And I'm not saying that I don't understand where you're coming from, because with all of the bullshit that's out there, you're reaching for anything that's going to help you out as an American citizen. You just reach in the wrong direction. Hey, this is Antoinette from Transistor Rodeo. If you like what you saw here, please subscribe for more videos and content, and you can follow me on Twitter at Transistor Rodeo.